And now I'd like to invite Magnus Anderson, who is CEO of a very interesting Swedish company, to actually share with us the last presentation here on grid modernization.
Thank you very much. We're first going to look at the video.
What we see is that a lot of new technologies being entered into the grid. Before, energy or electricity was maybe produced from one source, hydro or nuclear. Today, you have a lot of renewable energy, new technologies, wind power or solar, or actually on the consumption side, electrical vehicles. So to manage the grid is getting more and more complex. And at the same time, you want to optimize, get energy efficiency. So therefore, you need to measure in many places to have control over your grid.
Metrum work with energy efficiency, providing instruments to measure energy and power quality on different levels in the electrical grid. Their customers are mainly utility electric grid owners. In Sweden, 70 are the 100 largest.
It's quite unique that we can measure on all parts of the electrical grid, not just one part, but also that we have a lot of built-in intelligence. This means we're unique in the way that we can actually capture all events, we can make internal calculations according to national standards, and we can deliver a result with minimum of data and a maximum of information. And for electrical distribution utilities, for example, they want, with the all renewable energy coming into the grid, they want to take control of that, to be able to see energy flow, energy losses, interruptions in the grid, and power quality problems. We really believe that we can deliver a good solution to measure and to actually prevent things from happening. What we're working on now on the development side is very interesting. It's to use pattern recognition to be able to tell not only that it's a disturbance on the grid, but also the main cause to the disturbance.
We like to work very close to our customers. So we are looking for utilities, electrical grid owners, but in conjunction with that, we also would like to work with local partners. So that's the focus on India.
Okay, thank you very much. Dear speakers, dear Reggie, thank you very much for having me here, and thank you all for listening. Let's see. So my name is Magnus Anderson. I'm CEO and Managing Director of Metrum Sweden, and we work with power quality. I would say that we are a global leader in terms of working on power quality measurements and monitoring. We earlier heard about new technologies in the grid, and for sure, also the Secretary said 22% renewable energy by 2022 in India. New technologies, unknown technologies, causes for sure new challenges of the grid, including new disturbances and interruptions. So in order to optimize and keep control of the grid, you need to measure it for sure. Regulation. I really believe regulation is a win-win. We've seen it's very successful in Sweden, in Europe, Africa. When in terms of power quality, sometimes people will initially be afraid and don't like regulations or laws. But for us working in the area and for transmission and distribution companies, to knowing the limits, what are you allowed to do and what are you not allowed to do, is actually quite comfortable. Also, we've seen that by regulations we can increase the speed of change. And we're very happy to see here in India now that the regulator is working very hard on the power quality regulations to make it updated. Another big thing in the future grid modernization, we believe, is integration. I think Bill Gates once said, there is a lot of data, but there is not enough information. And if you think about the grid, we measure a lot. We have many sensors, many meters and products. We measure a lot, but do we really take care of all information these sensors provide? So the future challenge for sure will be about integration systems. And for us, for sure, we are ensuring that the high Class A power quality data is available in this big system model. Because end of the day, it's going to be about big data. So what are we doing about that? Artificial intelligence, pattern recognition. We now started to implement that in the grids. We did a 2-year European Union funded project, which actually ended now in February, together with Sweden, Norway, and Turkey. And now we're actually going to start the next research project, which is going to be related to energy storage. We call it adaptive control of energy storage. So what have we done, and what's the end of this first project? Yeah, we have actually now a new application and tool looking at trend analysis for power quality parameters. Voltage, power, and actually we can make very good predictions. And someone earlier said that we need to start in time, and the nice thing with artificial intelligence is that the more you run it, the better it becomes. It actually trains itself every day. So we're very happy now about start training our tool, and we see improvements every week, so it's really encouraging. So this we've been start implementing in some distribution companies in Sweden now, and we will do it globally also. And by this, by working also with trend analysis and artificial intelligence, you are ensuring that you also work with preventive maintenance. Basically finding problems before they become big, costly problems. Last but not least, we in Sweden and in Metrum, we very much believe in seeing is believing. So we work a lot as a competence partner, and if we're going to succeed with grid modernization, we need to do it as a team. And what I mean by that is utilities, government, customers, and technology providers. And we've been very lucky here in India, working with Tata Power in the Smart Grid Lab. But we also conduct study tours to Sweden, together with the Swedish Energy Agency, the Embassy, and others. And here in India, we're also represented by Solvina, a very competent company. And we also present here in the Sweden Pavilion, so please come down and visit us later on. Thank you very much.